COVID-19 in our Native communities. Please visit Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon and donate if you can. That's Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon. Pinigigi, and thank you for your support.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Do you know that from birth to age 3, simple activities like talking, playing, reading, storytelling, and singing can boost your child's development? Little Moments Count provides parents and caregivers with the resources they need to make the most of your time together. Visit littlemomentscount.org for resources designed to support you in giving your child the best start in life. Again, please visit littlemomentscount.org.
Thinking about college? Consider Minnesota Private Colleges. These 18 nonprofit institutions keep the focus on students with small classes and professors who will get to know you. You'll find students from all backgrounds, and no two colleges are alike. And when it comes to cost, they're more affordable than you think. Find the college that's right for you at mnprivatecolleges.org/possible. That's mnprivatecolleges.org/possible.
Time is running out to see Matrilineal Memory by hobby artist Michaela Schaefer at All My Relations Arts in Minneapolis. This moving exhibition of painting, poetry, and installation art explores memory's fragility and strength, honoring stories passed through generations. The show closes December 13th, so don't miss your chance to experience this transformative work. Visit All My Relations Arts before it's gone. Learn more about exhibition hours and events at allmyrelationsarts.org.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Tonight, a chance of snow with a low around freezing, then Tuesday, sunshine with a high of 42. The Great Wall has been your place for delicious Chinese food for almost 45 years. The Great Wall Restaurant is located on France Avenue along the Minneapolis-Edina City line, just blocks north of 50th and France. Check them out at greatwallrestaurant.us.
Portions of Native Roots Radio may be pre-recorded.
Good day to be indigenous. They are going to become more brutal.
Because all the hippies were trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings at Sydney.
I am awake.
Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja. Hey, Kadagi to all my friends and relatives in 4 directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot. Hey, we discuss local, national, Native news and events, and as you know, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues. Hey, happy Native American Heritage Month here. We have Dr. Stately, CEO of Native American Community Clinic with us, and always great to see you. And geez, I was on the Avenue today, and I saw your building is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and that would be exciting.
My big, beautiful building.
Oh, God. Yeah. How many times have you said that? That's a good one.
It just dawned on me now.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna start a new movement, and I'm gonna get hats and t-shirts and everything else. Yeah. MFAGA.
Jeez.
Make Franklin Avenue great again.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
I like it, you know. My mind's going crazy, you know, with the store and everything.
Yeah,
downtown.
there you go. Yeah, you're like,
yeah.
Don't be running off and making t-shirts now and making a whole bunch of money off my idea and just
I know.
throwing me peanuts, literally peanuts.
Oh, there'll be something extra in your stocking this Christmas, I promise.
I bet. How are you
More
today?
coal. Doing really good. I feel
Yeah.
like there's something going around. I've had a cold. It seems like a teeny cold for 2 weeks here, and as the day goes on, I get sicker and cough, and then when I wake up in the morning, I feel good, and then it gets gradual again. But I think I'm on the other side of that. But there's so many things going on, and Wendy and I last week got our COVID and flu shots, so that
Mm,
was good.
yeah.
Uh, um, and we'd like to talk a little bit maybe about that.
Yeah. How did you feel after you did the COVID and flu shot? Did you do them together?
Yeah, and not bad.
Hmm.
I've had sleepy days after doing that, but it wasn't bad at all this last time for me.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I think I remember telling you this last year. So, I don't know if it's ironic or it's just happenstance, but last year I got the flu shot and the COVID shot on the same day at the same time, on my birthday. And then
Oh,
by the end of the day, I was like, I had to go to bed. I was like, oh my God, I don't feel well. And just happenstance, I think, I ended up actually getting the flu, probably because it lasted for like 3 or 4 days, I think. And then, you know, and I initially thought like, oh, this is just a reaction. This is like my immune system responding to the vaccines, right? But I ended up actually having the flu. And somebody was like, I forget who, it was like my sister. She goes, well, see, you got the flu from the flu vaccine. I said, "Hmm,
oh,
probably more likely I caught the flu and it was developing before I got the vaccine. The vaccines don't, because it's made with like dead virus, right? So, and then this year I did the same thing. I did my flu shot and my vaccine and my COVID vaccine on the same day at the same time. This time I was smart. I got it in both shots in the same arm instead of like one shot in
oh,
one shot in the other.
ooh,
Last year I had two sore arms, right?
yeah.
This year I only had one really sore arm, so smart.
I think the flu shot was a little sore than COVID for me this
Yeah,
year,
yeah,
and,
me too.
what I really glad that you brought that up because, Wendy had to set me straight years ago about the flu shot, and for me, the flu shot, I was going, "Well, but she said it's an accumulative shot. So if it isn't this virus next year, maybe it's a virus 3 years down. So it just doesn't stop at that. So I don't know. I didn't explain that well, but that made sense to me what she said. So ever since then, I have been taking my flu shot because they talk about, oh, it's 70% or 60% of the flu that's going on, but it's
Hmm.
accumulative, right?
Yeah, it's cumulative, and also, you know, viruses are smart, and some are smarter than others. But just like people. Just kidding.
I was gonna say relatives. Oh, wow.
Exactly, just like relatives, some are smarter than others. But they all end up hanging around at some point in time. Okay. Um, the they mutate over time, and so you also every time you're getting a vaccine, you're really introducing a form of the virus into your the genetics code into not really a genetic code. It's more like a what's it called? Anyway, I'm not thinking very well today. But essentially, what happens is it introduces your body. Your body builds a reaction to it, and then it's ready to fight that specific virus off when it's introduced to you. So you might not necessarily be introduced to it this year, next year, the year after, but 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the road, if you are, your body has already built an immune reaction to it, an immune system reaction to it. Oh, this is a foreign agent. Let's attack it. And so that's kind of a little bit how immunology works. I'm not an immunologist, so I'm not a specialist in it, but I think that's the general practice. But
Mhm.
what happens a lot in our community, in our families, and even in society is like you get a shot a vaccination to protect you against the thing. Something as common as the flu, as common as other, RSVP and these respiratory things that are basically communicated fairly easily and taken up fairly easily by us. You could have already been exposed to something and the day before or a couple of days before, and it's developing in your body, and then you end up having a reaction. So sometimes we conflate the happenstance or the coincidental sort of like intersection between getting a vaccine in a couple of hours or the next day getting sick. And then 70%, when something's 60, 70, 80% effective, people think about the 20% that's not going to work for them. And I always like, I think I said this even like during COVID days, I was like, oh, I'm going to take, whatever percentage I can get of protection, because it's going to be better than zero.
Right.
So if you don't get a vaccine, it's zero protection. So I think that's a really important concept for us to remember. I think one of the biggest concerns I have is we're heading into like the holiday season. Everybody's going to be going to grandma's house or over to Robert's house for Thanksgiving dinner. Probably not to your house because you don't actually eat meat. You eat like tofu, turkey, or something like that.
Yeah, tofurkey.
Tofurkey, yeah. I have a different name for that. But
Bad hunter.
Bad hunter. But as we kind of start to travel in planes and we start to go over to other people's houses and go to grandma's house or mom's house, and there's like 20, 30 people there all sharing and passing utensils with unwashed hands. I'm on my sons about this all the time. I'm like, you got to wash your hands. You got to wash your hands consistently all of the time. There's like a million little viruses on that little spoon you're holding. So as you're spooning gravy, you're also spooning virus.
Hey, we're here with Dr. Stately, and we're talking about spooning and spooning gravy and the avenue. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio, and we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Ho!
This holiday season, give gifts that matter and celebrate Native American Heritage Month. You can do just that at CauseCart, the online marketplace where every purchase makes a difference. CauseCart is proud to feature an incredible collection from Native American artists and makers. You can find unique, handcrafted jewelry, stunning art, and beautiful clothing. These items make wonderful, meaningful gifts for anyone on your list. You'll be gifting a one-of-a-kind, handcrafted item that carries a powerful story of heritage and creativity. Instead of funding a giant corporation, your purchase supports local businesses and empowers their communities. Also, check out the Native Roots Radio Store right on the CauseCart site. Just visit cause-cart.com and type Native Roots Radio into the search bar to see the full assortment. This holiday season, make your spending a force for good. Support Native artists and shop with purpose. Visit cause-cart.com. That's cause-cart.com.
Thinking about college? Consider Minnesota private colleges. These 18 nonprofit institutions keep the focus on students with small classes and professors who will get to know you. You'll find students from all backgrounds, and no two colleges are alike. And when it comes to cost, they're more affordable than you think. Find the college that's right for you at mnprivatecolleges.org/possible. That's mnprivatecolleges.org/possible.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
I'm Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, and I want to be your next United States Senator, and you are listening to Native Roots Radio.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot. Hey, welcome back, everyone. We are here with Dr. Stately, CEO of Native American Community Clinic here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We always have a nice little conversation on Mondays, and sometimes Tuesdays and Wednesdays. It's always great to see you. There's a lot going on this Native American Heritage Month. There's a basketball game where they're giving out the Wolves are giving out 5,000, the first 5,000, a little Ojibwe white scarf, and and I always like collecting things. But also tomorrow, Sean Sherman's going to be at the Guthrie, and he's going to have a big comedy crew, and there he's opening up his book that's just getting his new cookbook, which is getting unbelievable
Island.
reviews.
Turtle
Yeah,
Island,
so I'll be out there, Dr. Stately, tomorrow.
You will be. Oh, okay. Tomorrow night?
I got an extra ticket.
Okay, I'll be there.
Right on. It's 6:30. We're all having our private conversation here over the airwaves here. We love that here on Native Roots Radio.
Right. Yeah, look at this, just setting up our dates online. In a different way.
In a good way.
In a good way, right? Good relatives. I was thinking, like, so he's moving his restaurant to the Guthrie, and this is his kind of like showcasing. Like, I think it's introducing the space and things to the community. So exciting! Last week I was at Awamni at the current location, and I was thinking about, like, gosh, the moving of the location. What's stunning and beautiful about the scenery at the current one is just the over, at in dusk time. I was there around 5:36, so it was getting dark, and it's starting to get dark, and it was beautiful over looking over the Awamini, the falls, St. Anthony Falls, there, what the white people call it, and it's just breathtaking view, right? And I love that view, and I love getting the table that's right in front of the window with the good view. And I was thinking, gosh, I hope the new view is as nice, if not nicer and more stunning. I don't know where the restaurant's going to be. Do you know? First floor?
No, I don't.
Down in that area where they.
I think where there was a restaurant there at one time, and I think he's taking over that space, I do believe, but I don't know. I feel the same way, and missing out the Dr. Stately table. I hope there's another one that's by the window again.
Yeah, it's a bigger space, so I hope I have a bigger table with a nice plaque. Just kidding.
Yeah, I can engrave one for you here tonight.
Yeah. Well, NAC has had a lot of events at Awamini. There next in the old Mills building there, and it's beautiful. It's a small little conference room where we've had some of our events. We kicked off our capital campaign 2 years ago there at that space, and we also last December had our final event there last December, where we announced closing the capital campaign. The mayor came, City of Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry came and announced the $2 million commitment they were making to the new building, and so we got a lot of really beautiful, lovely events there. It's a gorgeous space. I love that, the intimacy of this. The smallness of that little room. I'm sure they'll have a bigger room because they have had challenges in the past serving, doing large events in that space.
Right.
But whatever Sean does, I always think he finds a way to make it feel really, quite remarkable and amazing. And you always have good experiences. I've never had a bad experience at any of his events, right? And he's always kind of reimagining and rethinking, culinary arts and how it relates to our indigenous life ways and our cultural heritage. So I can't wait to go get his new book. Last week I tried to take the one that was on the thing. I didn't know it was a display copy. I was like, oh look, it's the last copy. Can I buy this? And they're like, no, that's not for sale. I was like, oh.
Geez,
I'm like,
you're getting more like me the older you get there. He's also opening up another restaurant on Franklin Avenue too. That'll be
extending the cultural corridor all the way to almost to the river.
Yep, exactly.
He bought the old Seward Co-op Creamery building.
Exactly, and it's interesting too. The person now that's taking over operations, Sean's the figurehead, and yeah, your friend Patina Park. I wanted to
My
mention that.
friend, my former president of my board.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been longtime friends with Patina. Patina's a really amazing human being. She's done some really amazing things. She was working for the lieutenant governor's office, and was the director for tribal state relationships for
Yeah.
the last 4 years or so, I think.
At least
And
4 years,
yeah, at
because
least
I
4 years.
reached out with her when I first became a legislator.
Yeah, at least 4 years. I think it's probably closer to 5. I think that role was created during Peggy's first administration, I think.
Mhm.
And, she's moved on. She's done
Mhm.
amazing work at the state in terms of advancing tribal relationships between the governor's office and the state, and
Mhm.
done some really amazing things. We're in a much different place than we were even 5 years ago, 4 years ago.
Right.
But she's an amazing person to work with. When she was at MIWC as the director, I reached out
Mhm.
to her and said, "Hey, I was a fairly brand new CEO at NAC. I kind of didn't, had, brand new shoes, didn't really know how to wear them well, and had to get a little bit of advice from her. And I leaned into some of the people that I had good relationships with in Minneapolis to help me in that leadership transition. And she was really, really helpful. She's been a wonderful supporter, wonderful friend, great asset to the community. She's gonna do. I'm excited at what she's gonna do. I think she's gonna be amazing in that role.
Well, I know, what's really Ruth Buffalo talks about this, who's CEO now at Minnesota Women's Resource Center. Just really talks a lot about the stuff that when she was there are put in motion that are happening now, like
Hmm.
the new
The new
apartments
housing.
upstairs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you go to the grand opening or the ribbon cutting last week?
No, I did not. I did not know about it, but I thought I'd be invited, but and get a free T-shirt. But you know how that goes. I probably have too many of those.
Well, I went and I didn't get a free T-shirt, so don't feel bad. Um, you know what is like? I went and it was a beautiful ceremony. It really was. Just really beautiful. There were some standout moments there, and Mary Kanash, Senator Mary Kanash made some. I walked in while she was speaking. She made some great comments, and then all the people who helped do the thing, they were all giving comments, and some people did a really amazing. Each one of them did an amazing job, just giving honor and respect to, you know, MIWC. It's a long history of serving Native women in our community. This is a foundational cornerstone operation in our community. It's been around for a really long time. And for me, sitting in the lobby or in the big community room, listening to the comments people are making and looking around, and every single one of our staff just have these beautiful ribbon skirts that have their logo on it, and you
Uh-huh.
know, and it was really quite beautiful to be there. And I got misty eyed because, my mother was, um, a common name and a face in that community, and she was really one of involved in some of the earlier parts of
Mm.
building MIWC as a young woman. And
Wow.
she, it was also, I think this, it's the old Deaconess Hospital,
Yeah, yeah.
part of the
41
old
years
Deacon.
it's been around.
Yeah. Um, and my mother, gave birth to some of her children there.
Oh,
And other, it's just that building and that space and that whole sort of like corridor along 24th has a big, huge sort of place in my family's history. My grandparents, their home for the majority of their life until they died, and then Little Earth was built. They they lived across the street from Holy Rosary Church, and that what is now that park, and that's all the places and spaces I grew up in. So it was just kind of like a moment where I was like, um, thinking backwards or back to the time when I was a child and what it was like to be in that space and where we are now. It's, you have that long view. You can see this progress we've made as a community. And that's really important and meaningful. And those apartments are lovely. They're really nice. It was, just nice to be able to be in that space. And Ruth has done an amazing job over the last couple of years of being the CEO. She's just a lovely human being, works really, really hard, goes above and beyond in practically everything that she does. So she's a great role model for our young people on how to be a leader in our community. We're really, really lucky to have her.
Yeah. And what a heart, I think her and I many times over the show talking about things have both gotten emotional, and I really love that about Ruth. Do you have time to be on just a little bit in the next segment? I know you got to get going. Just a little bit.
Yeah, if I leave here by 5:45, I'll be okay.
Oh, yeah, I'll let you go before that because, I don't want to be saying all the time and talking to myself for the next segment. So I appreciate you, Dr. Stately, and I think our listening audience will too, and they'll stay listening. So, hey, we're here with Dr. Stately. This is Native Roots Radio, and we'll be right back after this short break. Time is running out to see Matrilineal Memory by hobby artist Michaela Schaefer at All My Relations Arts in Minneapolis. This moving exhibition of painting, poetry, and installation art explores memory's fragility and strength, honoring stories passed through generations. The show closes December 13th, so don't miss your chance to experience this transformative work. Visit All My Relations Arts before it's gone. Learn more about exhibition hours and events at allmyrelationsarts.org.
This holiday season, give gifts that matter and celebrate Native American Heritage Month. You can do just that at CauseCart, the online marketplace where every purchase makes a difference. CauseCart is proud to feature an incredible collection from Native American artists and makers. You can find unique, handcrafted jewelry, stunning art, and beautiful clothing. These items make wonderful, meaningful gifts for anyone on your list. You'll be gifting a one-of-a-kind, handcrafted item that carries a powerful story of heritage and creativity. Instead of funding a giant corporation, your purchase supports local businesses and empowers their communities. Also, check out the Native Roots Radio Store right on the CauseCart site. Just visit cause-cart.com and type Native Roots Radio into the search bar to see the full assortment. This holiday season, make your spending a force for good. Support Native artists and shop with purpose. Visit cause-cart.com. That's cause-cart.com.
We've all seen the effects of wood smoke pollution this year, so before hosting that backyard bonfire, follow these simple tips to protect yourself, others, and the environment. Remember to give your neighbors a heads up before building a fire so those who find wood smoke bothersome can close their windows. Make sure to never burn wet or recently cut wood, other yard waste, plastic, or garbage. These things can be toxic when burned and create excess smoke. For more tips on how to burn responsibly, visit epa.gov/burnwise.
Do you know that from birth to age 3, simple activities like talking, playing, reading, storytelling, and singing can boost your child's development? Little Moments Count provides parents and caregivers with the resources they need to make the most of your time together. Visit littlemomentscount.org for resources designed to support you in giving your child the best start in life. Again, please visit littlemomentscount.org.
MNsure is a proud supporter of Native Roots Radio. Looking for health insurance but not sure where to start? MNsure has you covered. You can find discounts, compare private health plans, and see if you qualify for free or low-cost insurance plans. Plus, get help from an expert so you can save on the coverage you need. Enroll online by December 15th for coverage starting January 1st. Get started today at mnsure.org. That's mnsure.org.
Thinking about college? Consider Minnesota private colleges. These 18 nonprofit institutions keep the focus on students with small classes and professors who will get to know you. You'll find students from all backgrounds, and no two colleges are alike. And when it comes to cost, they're more affordable than you think. Find the college that's right for you at mnprivatecolleges.org/possible. That's mnprivatecolleges.org/possible.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Tonight, a chance of snow with a low around freezing, then Tuesday, sunshine with a high of 42. The Great Wall has been your place for delicious Chinese food for almost 45 years. The Great Wall Restaurant is located on France Avenue along the Minneapolis-Edina City line, just blocks north of 50th in France. Check them out at greatwallrestaurant.us. This is AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
Oh, this is Dallas Goldtooth, and you're listening to the Native Roots Radio. Hoka, hicha, wecha.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot. Hey, welcome back, everybody. We are here with Dr. Stately, CEO of Native American Community Clinic here in the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, and our friend here. And we love talking and having a conversation every week, and a lot going on in the Avenue. And it's Native American Heritage Month, but I believe a lot of things are happening in a good way in our Native community every day, including, and big time like at your clinic.
Yeah, we always got something going on at the clinic. Always. But we do some basic things. There's some things we do every single month, like our cedar ceremony, full moon ceremony, those things. You can find all that information on our website. But one of the things I was going to say was, I sent you a picture. So I went, I just by happenstance, you were talking about the exhibit at the All My Relations Gallery, which ends in a couple of weeks, by Michaela Shearer. She is called Maternal Memory?
Yes.
Yeah, maternal memory. I was
Yeah.
going to say matrimonial memory, which would be probably maybe that might be what your wife is doing at the Southdale Mall. Just kidding.
I'm helping her.
But I just went in to get some, green matcha tea and use the restroom. It's on the voting day. I was stopping in to, get my picture taken on the voting day and the voting booth, and just kind of like, and so one of the things that was really beautiful was I was stunned by the beauty of the work in that exhibit. Just like gorgeous work, right? And then, I think I sent you the picture of the tapestries that are hanging, inside the gallery. They are beautiful. They're haunting. I'm not sure exactly what they represent for her, the artist, but it makes me think of one of the things that I thought of when I saw it was, I was raised like you back before washing machines and dryers were a thing.
Right. Exactly.
And, you're hanging up your stuff on the clotheslines, the sheets and stuff. And it made me think of reminded me of my mother, reminded my grandmother, and them hanging up sheets and on clotheslines and stuff like that. But also just the beauty of the work was stunning. So it just felt really beautiful to be in that space. I went over and looked at the gallery pieces, hanging up, and they're like little pieces of, fine, they put together and assembled pieces of fabric and all kinds of other things that are comprised these pieces of art. And I was kind of like, oh, I love this one. I want to buy this one. I was like, $550. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going through my head. I'm like, where can I get a print? I'm going to be able to get a print. It's a little steep for my budget, but it's beautiful. And if you have a spare $507 laying around, I would encourage you to get it, because I think that she's an amazing artist. So.
Well, it's interesting you bring her up. We had her on the show, and then I also went to the opening, and I was kind of joking with her a little bit, because there's a sewing machine with her out in the wilderness, so to speak, and that's where she does her work.
Yeah.
It's just
she draws all of her inspiration from there, I think, right? So you can see it reflected in her art. Yeah. You can see it reflected in her connection to land, her connection to water, and the elements. and to ancestry, right? So it's like such a beautiful exhibit. You know,
Hmm.
I just put a new roof on my house, so I won't be able to buy any like beautiful art this year, but you know,
Yeah.
it's always
Wow.
next year.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they do have, and they do have prints, because I know people were buying prints, and it always sounds like I say Prince, but I've said Prince, not the guy, the purple guy, but
Not the little purple guy. He wasn't actually purple, he was black, but
right. But he dug purple, and his house was purple, and his heart was purple, and we miss him.
yeah, yeah, we do. Have you ever been to his museum?
No,
It is like,
no.
so my sister came to visit me, I think not last winter, but 2 winters ago, I think. Came to visit me. She's not my technical sister, my like maybe blood sister. She's my chosen
Mhm.
sister. Lived in LA for 18 years, and her and I met when I went back to graduate. I went back to school to finish my degree. We met in a um, black uh, literature class together, American Black
Mhm.
History and Black literature class, and then we just became really close. We call each other brother and sister all the time. I have for the
Mhm.
last several years. Our kids are considered cousins. But she came to town, and she was like, "I want to go to the Prince Museum," and I was like, "Oh God!" I was like, I'm
In
thinking,
Chanhassen.
yeah, in Chanhassen.
And in Chanhassen.
So we go, me, her, and her husband, and it was like actually quite remarkable. I was really actually surprised how much I liked it there, and for the amount that I had to pay for it, which was the only thing more expensive to go to was probably that silly um, you know thing in that exhibit. It's not really an exhibit. It's like rides at what is
Valley
it?
Fair.
No, not at Valley Fair. Valley Fair's not that expensive, but but that that's a story for another day. No, like when
Yeah.
I think I told you the story about how we went to Orlando, and my sons wanted to go see the Harry Potter exhibit and do the whole thing, and they have it in two separate locations. So if you want to see the whole entire thing, you got to buy the tickets for both things. And
Oh,
it cost me literally me and my partner and my two children to go to that effing thing.
mhm.
It cost as much as our plane tickets. I was like, this is crazy,
Oh.
crazy. Little
Then
Harry
we
Potter
found
thing.
she's a right-wing anti-vaxxer wacko.
I know, right? Like, and she's also anti-LGBT or trans. And I was just
Really?
like, yeah, you didn't see, yeah,
God.
you gotta look her up. Look her up. What's her name? A couple
Oh,
people have
no.
gone after her for that. But I also was just like, oh my God. Um, I was like, I will never do those kinds of things again where I spend that kind of money looking at like just crap. Because that was like the
Mhm.
worst. I was like, this is crazy. This is a crazy way to spend money. And I can't believe I actually got sucked into it. You'll do anything for children when they're young, right? So
Yeah, definitely. And
now that
even
they're 18, I
younger,
don't do anything for them. I'm like, no,
I
here's
know,
$40. You go. Yeah, yeah.
you'll swing up to and help them out, and then they'll have kids, and you'll end up watching them, and then you and your wife have to go to, wedding counseling. Or marriage counseling.
Yeah,
And
that
then
sounds legit.
yeah.
That sounds legit. Sounds like a story you know well.
Yeah, yeah, it'll be coming out in my book.
Oh, right. Are you gonna write a book? I would love
You
to
know
like sit down with you someday and go through all the different things that you could call that book, like the different titles. That would be fun to do with you. Sit down.
Yeah,
Titles of the
dude.
book.
Yeah, already "Dude, Where's My Country's" already been taken, so yeah, and, Barry's always told me I should write a book just because of my adoption situation and how I
Yeah.
came back and became a Ho-Chunk leader and radio host,
Yeah.
things like
I think
that.
you should. I think it would be amazing. I
Yeah.
feel like I know you are right, but I probably don't know like all the secrets, and then I want
Well,
like,
not the seedy days, when we used to, like, and you can maybe
well, yeah.
appreciate this when we were young, when we'd go steal gas because gas was getting expensive. It's part of my
expensive.
drunk-a-log.
It was like 58 cents when we were young.
Well, it was 28 cents when I started driving, and then it just kind of skyrocketed. And you got to remember,
It's true.
minimum wage just became $2.10, like when I was 17. So it was
Yeah,
like a
that's
buck.
legit. That's legit. I
Yeah.
remember that actually. My first job when I was 13 years old, and I was like, my mom was like, my mom was always like, she had 7 kids. She had to raise them all by herself. Remember
Mhm.
Kaplan's store across the street from the Indian Center, that little building?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we go to school, we go to Kaplan's, 2 weeks before school starts. Everybody gets 2 pairs of jeans, and, a pair of those blue bumper shoes, those tennis shoes that were like, just horrible. So when I turned 13 years old, I was like, I want some, you remember those shoes called Earth shoes? They
I
were
knew
like
you were going to say that. I sure do. My knees are ruined because of them, but I do remember them.
they were like there was a bunch of BS those Earth shoes. But anyway, they look like if you look back at them, look them up. Those of you who are listening,
Oh,
look
I
them up
had
on
a
the internet. They are the most atrocious looking shoe ever. But for whatever reason, at 13 years old, I thought they were really cool, so I went and bought one. I got it
Oh,
with
did you get a
my first paycheck from at McGeezy. I had an internship with McGeezy, and I got paid $1.15 for And then when I got my check, my little $78 check after 2 weeks of working,
Mm.
I went and bought like a $40 pair of shoes. My mother like had a fit.
Oh,
$40.
we
Yeah.
got my mom a pet rock for Christmas that year. And she likes showing it off. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
I
Those
don't
are-
know. I'm considering pet rocks quite often now because they don't poop, they don't pee
you
on the
can
carpets.
draw a face on them too.
You don't have to like feed them. You don't have to walk them. They're very happy to be in one place.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Yeah.
Dr. Stately, we got like less than a minute here, and I know you want to get going here. You have things to do.
Do you
Um,
like my water cup?
that's good. What does it say?
It
Oh,
says St. Francis Regional Medical Center on it.
well,
I
you know,
have I
here at
have I have 3 of them. My partner was in the hospital so often. I told him to
oh,
go back and get 3 more so we can have a set.
well, we like St. Francis here because he's the one with the animals, right? And he isn't
He was
St.
a
Francis.
Yeah, he was a sissy. That's a
He was a
joke.
what?
But I'm dumb. He
Oh
was a
yeah.
sissy.
Yeah. Well, hey, Dr. Stately, on that note, really appreciate you. And
Thank you.
seriously,
You
give
too.
me a text about tomorrow. I got an extra. Wendy's not able to go, so I got an extra
What time
ticket.
is it again? 6:30?
6:30. Yeah,
6:30. Okay. I will. I'll let
you
you
know,
know in the morning. Okay.
right on. Hey, this has been Native
Okay.
Roots Radio. Up next,
Hey,
we're gonna have
Angela.
Wendy with our animal section. Thank you so much, Dr. Stately. We'll be right back after this short break.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Do you know that from birth to age 3, simple activities like talking, playing, reading, storytelling, and singing can boost your child's development? Little Moments Count provides parents and caregivers with the resources they need to make the most of your time together. Visit littlemomentscount.org for resources designed to support you in giving your child the best start in life. Again, please visit littlemomentscount.org.
MNsure is a proud supporter of Native Roots Radio. Looking for health insurance but not sure where to start? MNsure has you covered. You can find discounts, compare private health plans, and see if you qualify for free or low-cost insurance plans. Plus, get help from an expert so you can save on the coverage you need. Enroll online by December 15th for coverage starting January 1st. Get started today at mnsure.org. That's mnsure.org.
We've all seen the effects of wood smoke pollution this year, so before hosting that backyard bonfire, follow these simple tips to protect yourself, others, and the environment. Remember to give your neighbors a heads up before building a fire so those who find wood smoke bothersome can close their windows. Make sure to never burn wet or recently cut wood, other yard waste, plastic, or garbage. These things can be toxic when burned and create excess smoke. For more tips on how to burn responsibly, visit epa.gov/burnwise.
Annie, and I'm Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, and you are listening to Native Roots Radio.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
In this portion of the show, we like to bring awareness to our wolf and bear populations. Say no to the hunts.
Hey, there you go, the little bear. Hey, I want to introduce my awesome, beautiful wife, Wendy. Wendy's been an animal advocate for many years, and she's one of the first people on Native Roots Radio over 9 years ago. Welcome, Wendy, and thank you for coming on.
Yes, thank you. Hey, everybody. My name is Hanajihihani. That means cares for them, and I was given that name by my Dega Curtis. Curtis goes by Mashke Hanajinga, which means walks on white clouds. I am a policy volunteer for Humane World for Animals, formerly known as the Humane Society of the United States. I work on animal issues at the local and state level. It's always my pleasure to do that. And we're rolling in for winter here. We've had like really super warm, beautiful weather. Feels like spring, and then all of a sudden it crashes and burns. It seems like it happens like that every year. But so I was out there, I tell everybody that we feed our birds and squirrels and rabbits and all the animals that come to our yard. But finally, the bird feeder that I had for, I don't know how many years. I'm going to say 4 years, you think?
Yeah.
Who knows? 4 years I've
At
had
least.
this bird feeder. Finally, the squirrels tore it apart and took off the perches, the little perches.
To get at the seeds better.
Get out the seeds better. And I went to fill it, and all the seeds just flew out because there were no little perches for the birds anymore because the squirrels ripped the whole thing apart. But anyway, this is free advertising for this place. It's called Birds Unlimited. So Birds Unlimited on Ford Parkway in St. Paul. This is where I originally bought this bird feeder. And it was like kind of on the expensive side, but I was like, I was there. I like to give, support smaller businesses. I'm sure I could have, went online to the devil Amazon or Menards or Home Depot or wherever and bought a lot cheaper one, but I was there and I liked it and I said, okay, I'm going to buy it. And at the time I was told it has a lifetime warranty. Now, when do you ever think about a lifetime warranty? I never do, right? I'm just like, yeah, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I went in there to buy a new bird feeder. And I said to the guy, yeah, I bought it here, I don't know, 4 years ago, and the squirrels ripped it apart and whatever. And he was like, wait, don't buy a new one for $69.99. Don't do that.
Nope.
Bring your old one in and we'll fix it for you. It has a lifetime warranty. And I was like, really? I mean, the thing is in really bad shape, and I probably haven't cleaned it in 4 years, but all right. So I did. I was embarrassed. I cleaned it up best I could. I mean, I didn't wash it or anything, but I brought it in. And sure enough, Robert, the woman took it. She took it in the back, and I got a text like the next day and said, well, we decided that we're not going to fix your bird feeder because it was like really damaged. We're just going to replace it. We're going to give you a brand new one. And I was like, oh my God. Just ask for it, it'll be ready for you behind the counter. So I ran over there and I picked up a brand new bird feeder Still had the price on it. Plus I get like the little base on it too, So yeah, I was really excited about it and I couldn't believe it. Excuse me. So while I was there, I was so excited and they were giving me this like literally with the with the little bottom stand, I don't know what you call it, and the bird feeder. It was probably like $74, for free.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really good. So what I did was I bought a bird bath, heated bird bath. That's what I did. I have to cough. I need to have a tingle
Here,
in my
I'll-
throat. 1 second.
Well, that
Yeah,
was good.
sorry about that.
Live
Just getting
radio.
over a cold. So anyway, I just went out there like 15 minutes ago.
Oh.
And I set up the heated bird bath now. It's really getting
They
cold.
don't really take a bath. They drink water.
Yeah,
out
they
of there.
drink water, the squirrels and everything do. But I'm telling you, I set it out there. I filled them up. I walked back in the house and there were 3 birds in there.
Oh,
I could not
that's
believe it.
awesome.
I thought like it would, all right, it might be out there for a couple of days. I'll have to get used to looking at it. They don't
Mhm.
know what this strange thing is in the yard.
Yeah.
But no, they went right in there and I was really happy. So we'll see how this everything that you buy in there, like this heater has and the stand, I guess the stand has a lifetime warranty because, whatever. But anyway,
Wow.
I'm really happy. We're ready for the snow. It's supposed to snow tonight.
Uh,
Not really looking forward to it, but
mhm.
anyway, our squirrels are ready for the squirrels, bunnies, possums, rabbits, whoever comes into the yard will, have
Yeah.
some something.
Oh yeah, they definitely drink water especially when it's really cold
Yeah,
too. So
we
it's
have
pretty
that flock
crazy.
of ducks that come from St. Kate's. They fly over
Yeah.
every day, and like 25 of the ducks. They
Yeah.
just land in the yard and they eat the seeds and drink the water, and then they go.
And they go to another place.
Yeah. So I found this funny thing online. You want to hear it?
Sure.
Okay. Did you know squirrels plant thousands of trees accidentally?
I saw
Yeah,
this.
because they forget where they bury the acorns, which grow into new trees.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are nature's gardeners. By hoarding seeds and nuts, squirrels help forest regenerate. And listen to this one. I didn't know this. They fake bury food. They fake burying the food to trick thieves
Yeah.
because they're worried the squirrels sometimes pretend to bury nuts to mislead potential robbers.
Like other squirrels?
Like other squirrels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And squirrels'
See
teeth
that all the
never
time.
stop growing.
Neither do humans' ears. I just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, well, tell me about that.
Yeah, me
Talk
too.
about my ears. But anyway, how much time do I have left? Because I have another little thing here.
Yeah, got like 3 minutes.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'll talk slow then.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the snow coming, we're going to have icy and how they put sand and salt and chemicals on the roads. It's really bad.
Yeah.
It's bad for the animals
and
too.
the environment.
And the environment. But listen to this. Sweden just changed the way they salt winter roads, and it's saving thousands of birds every single year. When engineers discovered that traditional rock salt was poisoning wildlife during the harshest months, they did something incredible. What they came up with was so brilliantly simple, yet so effective that other countries are now taking notice. This is what happens when innovation meets compassion. So Sweden's new edible road salt. It's edible road salt, and it's saving birds from deadly dehydration. It's made with beet extract and maize starch. It melts ice safely while feeding wildlife instead of poisoning them during the brutal winters. Isn't that something?
Wow.
Yeah. So that's really, innovative, I think.
I know they've tried to use vegetable oil. You see that pre winter they'll spray the roads. But they got to get away from that salt. It's turning the lakes into salt water.
Yeah, it's terrible. They really do. They need to come up with something else. Yeah, but it's beet extract and maize starch, and it helps melt the snow and ice, and it feeds the animals as well. And I was also reading an article too about how, people put tons of bird feeders out and whatever during the winter for the birds, and that's great, but they also really need water.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for them to find water when everything's frozen. They don't really get a lot of water from the snow, or they don't want to eat the snow for that reason. So put some water out. I know it's going to freeze really fast.
No doubt.
They have really inexpensive, like heated bird feeders around, but check out that Birds Unlimited on Ford Parkway in St. Paul. They're really awesome. They're very knowledgeable, and they have really, really good Christmas gifts there, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
It sounds good. Hey, thanks, Wendy. Hey, if you are listening to the show, you are part of the resistance. From Chief Plenty Coops, the ground on which we stand on. It's sacred ground. It's the blood of our ancestors. We need to resist, divest, join a group, run for office, and vote. We're still here. We are the seventh generation.